morning. Since learning of Robin Williams' death last night of apparent suicide, there's been a lot of chatter about the dark side of comedy. This is what comedian Michael Ian Black tweeted after learning the news. Quote, "We lose at least one great comic to suicide or ODs every year. Our jobs are to communicate, but we seem to not know how to ask for help." End quote. So I want to continue that conversation with our entertainment correspondent, Nichelle Turner, and with licensed psychologist Erik Fisher. Welcome to you both. Nichelle, first to you. Years ago, I interviewed Robin Williams. It was at the premiere of the movie Flubber. And off camera, as he was getting out of the car and walking down the red carpet, I was amazed at what a quiet person he seemed. He seemed very different than his on-camera persona. When that camera was turned on him, though, bam, he went right into the manic Robin Williams that I was so used to seeing. And I couldn't help but say to myself, that would be hard to maintain when you have two completely different personas, one off camera, one on.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because I actually have experienced that, not with Robin personally, but with a lot of other comics in the industry when you interview them. And a lot of them will even tell you that they're shy individuals in their everyday lives, and they're sometimes withdrawn. And you know that line that we've heard for so long, that comedy is born out of pain, and a lot of them say that they work from the dark side of their souls and their selves, and that's what brings all of that comedy out. That, you know, we hear it and we all know there's a little bit of truth in that. But I also thought it was interesting because yesterday Chevy Chase put out a statement about his dear friend Robin Williams, remembering him, and in that statement he also said Robin and I shared a little talked about situation, and that is battling depression. So here we are seeing yet another comedian and actor say, yeah, I'm going through that too, and I'm battling those dark moments as well.
I want to play a short clip of Williams in action from the movie The Birdcage, and then I'll ask you a question, Dr. Fisher.
You do an eclectic celebration of the dance. You do Fussy, Fussy, Fussy. You do Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Martha Graham. Or Twyla, Twyla, Twyla. Or Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd. Or Madonna, Madonna, Madonna. But you keep it all inside. All right, just work on that. I'll be right back.
Okay, there you see Robin Williams' high energy, the shoot from the hip creativity, the unexpected that was this comedian. So, Dr. Fisher, whenever someone like Robin Williams dies this way, so many tie it to extreme personalities or a creative person. Should we?
Well, I think we have to look at is what makes the person who they are. And in Robin's history, he had a situation where he grew up with a father and a mother who weren't exactly emotionally present. So he even said that he had the love me syndrome because he thought if he could make his mom laugh, then everything was going to be okay. And he didn't have the relationship with his dad he wanted. Temperament-wise, he seemed like a soft-hearted person, so that doesn't sometimes mesh well. The other thing we have to look at here is bullying. He was bullied as a kid, and he often tried to make jokes to make the bullies laugh with him rather than beat him up. So there's definitely an artistic side of this as well, in the extremes of behaviors. But we have to see that a lot of his behavior may have been adapted, that he was able to use as an asset. And what I think we need to remember here is remember him as he was, and also remember him mostly for who he was inside, not just on screen, but the person inside that so many people are talking about, what a wonderful soul he was.
I do think we have to look at Robin Williams' suicide, you know, in a bigger way, with a wider perspective. I want to read you some statistics from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. The highest suicide rate is among people 45 to 65 years old, and men are 4 times more likely to kill themselves than women. So, Erik, this just isn't about a comedian with problems. This is about what some might call a typical man with problems that many men have.
Well, we have so much tied to our worth and value, and sometimes people reach their midlife or later life crisis when they wonder, what is the sum of my life? Well, depression can be blinding to the reality of those that love us. I think the thing we need to see is how powerful depression can be, how powerful suicide can be, and, you know, looking back, I wonder if sometimes people, if they can look down from above and see the impact that their suicide has had on the people that love them, I think they'd make a different choice. And for those people who are watching the show now who feel like Robin Williams' success in suicide may be a reason for them to attempt or commit suicide, please don't. see this as a reason to live rather than a reason to die.
I know. Just realize the joy you bring so many people and to the people that love you and who are closest to you. Erik Fisher, thank you. Michelle Turner, thank you. We want to continue to remember the